Some people are kind of intrigued by the idea of taking a picturesque cross-country train ride, but are not so sure about spending multiple days riding and even sleeping on the train. So today, instead of the full route, I'm just going to be taking what many say is the most scenic part of one of America's most scenic trains. A relaxing half-day ride to a quaint mountain town where we can explore and go on some beautiful hikes in the picturesque Colorado Rockies. But is it worth it? And can I accomplish everything on my list? Let's find out. I stayed overnight the night before at the Limelight Hotel, which is literally right next to Denver Union Station. You can see a couple of commuter trains here right now, which is actually how I got here from the airport. Took the A line for $10. Pretty good deal. My Amtrak train does leave from here, but not until later. I just woke up a little bit early to check out the station, grab a bite to eat, and get a few snacks for the ride. Denver Union Station originally opened in 1881. It was renovated between 2012 and 2014 into the beautiful station that you see today. Inside, there are a lot of independent restaurants and retail areas, lots of seating and warm lighting. There's even a hotel, and the old ticket counters were turned into a bar. It's worthwhile taking some time to look around. There are lots of little details to find. For breakfast, I chose Snooze, an AM eatery, because, well, it's the only one open at this time. I'm taking the train in coach, so there's no meal service other than the cafe car. So I wanted to have a good, solid breakfast before leaving. I chose corned beef hash and eggs, which was pretty good, and some coffee, which was so-so. Well, I still have a lot of time until my train leaves at 8:46 this morning, but I still have some things to do. Grab some snacks, look around the area, check out from my hotel, and I want to be sure to line up early so that I can get a good spot in the observation car. On the other side of the open-air train hall, I found a Whole Foods market. Here's where I grabbed some snacks and a few necessities I was hoping to find before leaving on the train as well. Before long, the westbound Zephyr arrived. It should take me a little over 5.5 hours to get to Glenwood Springs, so let's get on board.
So many groups today.
Oh yeah?
All right, you're going to be in the 510, seat number 2.
Here's my seat. I stored my rolling luggage down below. There's also storage above, and a ton of legroom in this front row. There's also a leg rest, and probably the chunkiest recline lever I've ever used. Well, that's enough of my actual seat. Let's find a spot in the observation car. Lately, I've started documenting my travels in a handwritten journal. It gives me something to do during moments like this and encourages me to pause to reflect on my experiences. Things like this beautiful nighttime view of Denver Union Station from my hotel room last night. Sometimes it's just the little surprises that make a trip. Anyway, let's get going.
Folks, welcome aboard Amtrak California Zephyr, train number 5, bound for Amarillo with immediate stops in between.
They kicked us out of the observation car for 20 minutes to clean it up. I actually thought it was in pretty good shape, but it's good to see that they do have a cleaning schedule, and I needed a bio break anyway. So let's check out the bathroom while we wait. Downstairs, there's one larger accessible bathroom, as well as 4 smaller ones. The coach bathrooms are often hit and miss in terms of cleanliness, but this one was okay. Well, let's head back up and enjoy the rest of the ride. The Amtrak Glenwood Springs station is also really cool and appropriately retro. There's a little section that has a bunch of antiques set up there. They use an old school chalkboard to notify you of delays. And there's a really cool little sign telling you where you can put your luggage and your skis, because a lot of people get off at this stop in order to head to Aspen or one of the other local resorts like Snowmass to go skiing in the winter. Well, that's the first goal accomplished. Ride the train from Denver to Glenwood Springs. Now that we're here, let's check out the town. For accommodations, I stayed at the historic Maxwell Anderson Hotel. It's literally right across the street from the train station and full of nostalgia. For food, number one has got to be Slope and Hatch. These tacos are amazing. Second is the Rocky Mountain Pizza Company. My choice, a classic pepperoni and a bottle of Coke. Third, Sunday Artisan Ice Cream. This might just be the best root beer float I've ever had. There's also some of the country's best hiking nearby, so let's check off some of my other goals. For real, check this out. So it's about 2:30 on Sunday. Good news and bad news. Bad news first. My train is delayed like 4 or 5 hours, so chilling here in the hotel lobby, giving me a good chance to just relax after a lot of hikes. The good news is I did get notified that my bid up was accepted. If you're not familiar, you're able to bid on an upgrade. I think I bid something like $270, something like that, to try to get upgraded from coach to a roomette. I got notified yesterday that it was successful, and so I'll get a roomette on the way back. You can see a kind of a classic clock behind me. This clock was transported to Aspen, Colorado via stagecoach in approximately 1880. After passing through several hands, it was subsequently purchased for $35 in 1906 by A.W. Kendrick, the original builder of the Star Hotel, which is now the Hotel Denver, which is now the Hotel Maxwell Anderson. Finally, my eastbound Zephyr arrives. Wait a minute, what was that? Computer, rewind. Enhance. Well, I'm guessing that's related to the delay. Anyway, let's get on board. Well, made it on the train. Immediately upon entering the train, the attendant gave me a ticket for dinner. So I had a nice, enjoyable dinner with a father and her daughter. He was taking her off to college. It was very sweet. And they're taking the train to go to Chicago. So I'll give you a little quick tour of the roomette. You get a nice little comparison because on the way out here, we were in coach. And on the way back, we're in a roomette. Roomette's quite a bit more expensive. I kind of think if you're not traveling overnight, the roomette's maybe not worth it. If you're just doing a day trip, coach is fine because they have that observation car and it is wonderful. But let's do a quick tour. You have a fold-out table here, which folds out even bigger if you don't want to use it. It folds away. The seats are probably 25% wider. This thing could probably fit like 1.5 of me. There's a few smaller controls here. A reading light. Temperature control. And an outlet. Plug in your devices. There only really appears to be one outlet here though. I'm sitting directly opposite another seat where all of my stuff is. It's a mirror image of this side of the roomette, so this roomette can easily fit 2 people. The 2 seats fold down together to form a bed if you were going to sleep here, and then that top bunk folds down for the second person's bed. There's curtains, including a curtain in the door. Oh yeah, there's a door. Anyway, one of the pros of getting delayed like this is that we're going to travel through the Rockies here and be able to see the sunset. The sunset here is about 8:20, I think. So we're gonna head up to the observation car. super late into Denver Union Station, but we made it. I'm off to my hotel now. Thanks for joining, and happy travels. That was a great trip. You know, I really think the best part of the California Zephyr is all of it. So if you have a chance to take the full route, I highly recommend it. But if you don't have the time or budget, then this popular segment is a great alternative. My coach ticket from Denver to Glenwood Springs was only $26, and the return coach ticket was only $65, for a total of just $91 round trip. Of course, if you spring for a roomette, it's going to be more expensive. But as I mentioned, I don't really think you need it for this segment. You will need to stay at least one night in Glenwood Springs because the Zephyr only runs by once per day. But as you saw, it's a great little town to experience. Speaking of which, I'll be sharing more in depth about those hikes that I did in some upcoming videos. So subscribe if that sounds interesting to you. In the meantime, I have some other videos here and here that you might like. Thanks for watching.